Good morning or evening, whichever it may be for you. Just getting going here. We've got, I suppose I'll bring up the bug tracker. We've got town buildings still disappearing we need to fix. I'm going to drop everything and go to that. I've kind of been putting it off to work on smaller bug fixes. The plan was to build up to it, but now it's been kind of put off for too many days. So, long story short, town buildings are disappearing. Had to submit a bug report for trees and some things over the weekend. I'm not going to finish that up though until I fix town buildings. So we'll come back to that stuff. So I think first of all we want to figure out how to make them disappear. That's always the problem. If you know what's causing it, it's easy to fix. Nothing not terribly new down that avenue. But people are still reporting it. Let's see. Well, thank you for the follow. I'm going to go ahead and just ask the community. Does anyone have any new info on how, when town buildings disappear? Thank you. So the bummer is we're going to have to just try and figure that out. Last time it was caused by moving far enough away for the area to despawn without the parent terrain actually fully despawning. And that should be fixed, but we'll give that a try first, I think. I built a little town outside of this cave to test with. So storehouse and logger loaded in properly as expected. When doing a long range teleport, let's see what happens if I go far enough away for them to despawn. And I'm just going to select it here in the inspector so that I can see when it despawns. I turned my run super fast on. Looks like the fog is casting black shadow over the near terrain. That's not cool. I think I added that to the bug tracker even, but low priority. And yeah, that was enough. Now we will run back to it. It's south, not east. So if the terrain gets destroyed, then all of the objects related to the terrain just automatically get destroyed. There, the storehouse showed back up, and the logger showed back up. So this is what we fixed last time, and it looks fine. Signs there, crates there. So we've gone in and out of this cave a number of times. That wouldn't turn it off anyway. What would cause them to disappear? Or a save file with disappearing buildings. We could just start picking the code apart, but there's a lot of code. Yeah, this is my game, Solace Crafting. It is available on early access on Steam. Two cats. 2 out of 4 on the cat cam so far. It's hard to get all 4 on there, but miracles do happen. Let's see if we can find a bigger town. I know Stu has some big towns in here. Maybe Art's main town. Let's take a look at this one. Well, here everybody is in and looks fine. Lots of buildings. Storehouse with lots of storage crates. Say, I thought we fixed the bug, but this is just from the 9th, which is Saturday. Tier 2 new home. I wonder if this is... She's cropped all of her screenshots. Here we go. Win 64. So that's not multiplayer. Correct. Here's Stu to the rescue. I'm just going to double check. The main UI is going to... No, what is it? It's not the main UI. Overlay. Pretty sure it's the main UI. This here, game version. Oh, these don't actually add multiplayer. I should fix that so that it does. Let's do that, just for starters. Let's see if... Yeah, I know it's late in some parts of the world. It's just morning here, but have a good night. Let's do... we don't need to do an if in all of those. If game settings dot game play mode is equal to multiplayer client, let's do string mp equals nothing. And if we're the multiplayer client, mp will equal mpc. Let's just do C. And then we can do else if, and we'll do multiplayer host, and this will also be host, and we'll do and application.is batch mode. This would be a server, and if we are host but we don't have batch mode, we would be a host. And then we'll just add that. We don't need it in the editor, but we'll do this here, plus mp. And that will add I guess I'll do it there anyway. Thank you for the like, Jeremy. I'll just add that there. Let's see what Stu says. Well, my bug post was that special town people for stone and chance of events, business chance we're not working with the power and we're looking at innkeepers and all. I still see people reporting stuff going invisible, but can't create it. Why are there two storehouses here? Sounds like there's more than a few people running into this, though. I thought it was like we fixed it late last year. I think it was like the 27th. But France, nice. What time is it in France? Midnight. So not the dead other side of the world. Let's see. I wonder if like Greece or something would be opposite of Japan, or maybe Egypt or something like that. Probably the middle of the ocean. I'd like to fix this if it's a problem, but doesn't look like anybody's reporting it other than this is the only, I guess, new thing. There was a lot of messages in general. But Maybe it's just storehouses not loading their signs properly. Haven't really seen any specific new posts about town buildings going invisible, or so I thought. It doesn't look like it. So just the storehouse sign, maybe. Well, but then, what didn't White Dragon say down here? Yeah. That all her buildings, well, not all of them, but most of them disappeared. So she's up in the snow. That shouldn't matter. World shift shouldn't matter. I don't know. I hate to just move on to something else, though. Let's go just far enough away for this stuff to despawn. Put down a Solace. And go back and forth. The spider's nest? Nice. Hasn't despawned yet. There it goes. Okay, I'm just gonna make a little Solace right here. And let's see if we can't color this guy green, and the one we're at is Art's Main Town. Color this one green too. I'm going to sort by color, and I'm going to go back to the main town, and everything loaded fine. People are taking their time to load in a little bit. It was a bit jumpy. I do want to improve that. And I'm going to go back, and I'm going to... nope, it loaded back. Despawned those right away. I was hoping it'd give me a second. Let's let them load back in again. And we'll head to the start. And then we'll head right back to the town again. And now, nope, everything still looks fine. Sometimes there were bugs in the past with the teleporting back to something that's already loaded in, but did fix all of that. So we're left in the dark. That is a bummer. Sign is here just as expected. I guess I don't know if she was planning on multiplayer or not. Day 53, that's not multiplayer, okay. So she is in single player. Well, maybe she will show up later. Sorry if you didn't want that live there, Stu. I clicked on it. So, White Dragon has shown up pretty regularly on the stream. So, later in the day. So, I guess I'm going to wait for her to show up and see if I can get some information out of her. Maybe get her save. Because I don't have a reproduction method. And without that, I don't know what the problem is. So, not much I can do about it. In light of which, let's see, do we want to, I guess I'm going to finish up what I've been working on with trees real quick here. And I can explain it just real quick here. Basically, these level of detail components that you can add to things in Unity, they only let you work with 100% screen size, even though things can go, of course, above 100% screen size. Like if you're looking at the stump of a tree or the trunk of a tree, you know, the tree is taking up like 1,000% of the screen because it's going, you know, it's way above you. And so there is a hacky way to set up more than 100% LOD group control, and we were messing with this last week. But you can't do it in runtime, so I can't give players the option to opt to say I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to do that. I can't give players the option to opt to make things greater than that, which is quite unfortunate, to be honest. But that's just how Unity's built at the moment, and things like that take months and months to get noticed and fixed, so we're just gonna push the envelope and leave it be. It's not really what push the envelope means, but you know what I mean. So I'm actually gonna get rid of this because it doesn't work for what we were trying to do. And we also got rid of check because this, again, doesn't work. This was the same thing. We don't need that. This, however, we are going to use. And we're not going to be using we're not going to be using this. Peep Jam, what are you doing? What are you doing? Come here. What are you doing? What are you doing? Not gonna come and see me? So what we're doing here is we're going through all... yeah, this is kind of the... Hey, Rachel, thank you for the like. What's happening? I'm not going to do this. I'm actually going to do explicit... let's see. We're not going to do multiplier. I think I'm going to create a bunch of explicit ifs. So if we've got 0, 1, we're also going to make a 2, a 3, and a 4. Probably not going to use else. And these are the 5 levels of quality. And some trees, and this isn't only trees, we want this to be able to work for everything. So, I might still, yeah, multiplier doesn't quite work out. For example, if we're at 0, I'm going to do yeah, I need like a second method to do this, but we'll set that up here in a second. So I'm going to first get the count, which is equal to the lods.length. So this is the number of level of details we're working with. And then I'm going to, let's see, I want to divide I want to do 1f actually divided by count, and I'm going to cast this to a float to make sure it gives me a fraction. So if we've only got 2 levels of detail, that's going to put us all the way down to 50, which isn't terrible. Isn't good though. For int c equals 0, c equals less than count, c++. I'm not sure that I can do it this way. I'm just trying to write it out so you can see what I'm trying to do here first. In short, LODs at index c dot height is going to be equal to, hey Goofy King, what's happening? Guess I don't need this. We're going to do, just set it right here. C yeah, I guess we do want that. Steps. So we're going to do steps times C. And I guess this is 1 minus. I'm trying to set up a system for letting players toggle tree distance rendering in runtime. So they can change the draw distance of trees up or down, which uses LOD groups in Unity. So some trees have 3 LODs, some trees have 5 LODs, etc. So I'm trying to build a system to be able to figure out a decent system to put on regardless of how many steps or how many different LODs there are. So say we've got 5 LODs. I started C# in, I think, 2012, or started Unity. Self-taught though, unfortunately, so forever an amateur. This would produce even steps. Kind of one of the problems with that is, I closed my trees here, didn't I? For example, the culling step we always want to be a little lower. This wouldn't be terrible if this was, let's see, 75, 50, 25, and then something. That would not be too bad. Maybe we should just make it explicit though, like I was saying. Something like this, just predetermined. In the event of 5, in the event of 4, in the event of 3, etc. Yeah, happy to. What's going on? So if we're gonna go explicit route, we're going to do, it's gonna be a lot of ifs, it's just the problem. I'll just leave this here in case we want to come back to it. We're not doing this either, but I'll leave it there in case we want to come back to it. And what we're actually going to try now, if, I guess we do want count still. If count is equal to one, I'm actually going to debug log warning, one LED. If you just started 3 weeks ago, there's really just nothing you can do but work on it. If you're new, I always 100% recommend doing the rollerball tutorial if you haven't done this yet. This teaches you a lot of different basic steps, both with how Unity works and both how C# works with Unity, how object-oriented programming works on the ball and the coins that you're collecting. It's a really good beginner tutorial. I highly recommend doing this. And when you get comfortable with that, if you go to Unity Learn and you go down to scripting, and they made this really difficult to navigate. It's really unfortunate. Used to be a much better website. I think it's beginner scripting. Yeah. And then if you go through the beginner scripting here, I think there's another one that's also got scripting in the title. Beginner scripting. Intermediate scripting. Yeah, there we go. So if you go through you do roll a ball to start. That'll get you into Unity to get your foot in. Then go through these beginner scripting tutorials. There's a whole list of them here. And this really teaches what C# is all about. あれ、1個となっちゃった。遅くね。My wife got called into work at the last minute here. But yeah, I went through this set of tutorials maybe 10 times over the course of 2 years. Watched them all, made some little projects, came back and watched them all again, made some little projects, came back and watched them all again. Got into the intermediate scripting, because this is all stuff you eventually need to know, but not necessarily starting out right away. But yeah, these three here: Rollerball, beginner scripting, and intermediate scripting, are really, really good resources. Highly recommend. And if you want to get into other projects, Unity's got a lot of, full game tutorials, like how to make a 2D shooter, how to make a 3D shooter. I think it's Gamedev, or like I say, they made this website terrible. It used to be a lot better, but FPS microgame, platformer microgame, karting microgame, there's lots of different things that they'll walk you through, but you don't want to just do them. You want to be understanding what each of the things that you're writing is, and if you don't, you can just Google it or go back to the beginner scripting tutorials, and it'll explain what those are. And that's how I got started. Unity developer community in Discord is also a really good resource. If you want to get into coding, you just gotta remember everything, and I've remembered it all, and we all do. It's just like learning different colors for painting or whatever. It's not something you can do in 3 weeks. It takes time. To master C# can take 10 years, and it's always evolving, so a lot of people would say you can't master C# because it gets new stuff added to it every year. But that's a good thing, because they are improvements. But if you enjoy it and you just do it, you just remember everything automatically over time. If you don't like it, you don't want to be getting into it, though. Long story short. So let's say I've got 3. I'm going to do LODs 0 dot height equals, and let's say 0.75 just for now. So if we've got 3, that means we've got 0, 1, and 2. I don't think I have anything that's got 6, but I might, so we'll put it in there. No, we'll add a warning for it. 5, 6. I've made lots of silly little games just for learning. I did a lot of Minecraft clones, and stuff like that, just to get my skills up. but this is actually the only game I've ever focused on. I've been making this full time for 3 years now. 6 LODs found, and we're going to want to put these at something like 5, and this is going to be the culling threshold, so we can probably do something more like this. And in this case, we're going to have a 4th step. It's called Solace Crafting. Early access on Steam. It's open world crafting RPG. If you want to check it out. Or if you want to buy it, help me out. 642 and something like that. Now here we're going to have 5 steps, so this is going to be 3 and 4. So maybe we'll do 7, 5, 3.5 or 35, and these are percentages of screen space, so we'll say maybe 18. Who's biting who? You be nice, kitties. They biting you? Did you lose an eye? You okay? Poor kitty. This is my girl kitty. She doesn't like to be held. And the boys bite her sometimes. Are you bleeding? You gonna die? You okay? She looks fine. And again, we'll put that one at like 5%. So I'm actually gonna just run this once. Let's see now, though. Okay, so I'm not gonna use this stuff. Thank you very much. I'm not gonna actually use this stuff just yet. I just want to run it once and check the debugs. So I'm not actually gonna do any of this. I'm not actually going to change them either, though I suppose we're going to be forced changing this stuff in the editor anyway. It's not a big deal. It's just that these changes are permanent. Even in the editor. And let's just do a normal log, and we'll say... I mean, I know... Yeah, we'll just do it anyway. Let's see. I want to be a little smarter about this. Let's make a dictionary with int. We'll just call it dict equals new. And I'm going to... This stuff gets annoying when you cancel all the stuff out and it wants to format everything nicely for you, fix the tabs, whatever. I'm going to dict add, and this is going to be 1. Nah, let's not do that. I'm going to do an int array. We'll just call it numbers, and we'll do int. I'll do 7. And I'm going to do nothing for 0. If it's a 1, we're going to do numbers 1 plus plus, and this is just going to give us a count of how many trees are using how many LODs. I'm pretty sure I don't have any 6s, but maybe we do, so we will see. And then once that's done cycling through all the trees, I'm going to do for and I equals 0, I equals less than numbers dot length, I plus plus, and loop through that array and debug log out first the index so we know what number of LODs we are at, and we'll say it has numbers I, and that should tell us how many trees have how many LODs. I am the solo developer, unfortunately. Haven't made $1 million yet, or I would hire some help. I do pay a girl to do 3D stuff for me once in a while, and I pay a couple of guys to do audio stuff for me. I actually got a message from one of them today, still waiting for me here in Discord. Says he's got a bunch of new monster and animal sounds ready for me to plug in, so that will add to the game. Always appreciated. And let's see what our debugs got. 0 has 0, 1 has 0, 2 has 0, 3 has only 1. I'm expecting to get more, well, probably not 2s, but more 3s. 4, 5, and 6, no 6s. I might get some 6s later, but so we only have to worry about 3, 4, 5 right now. Is all I was trying to double check there. So yeah, we'll leave 1, 2, and 6 as warnings. And we'll just work with these. I didn't do it almost any of the 3D. I'm not a 3D guy. I can do it. I know how to use Blender, but it's just not an efficient use of my time, you know. I'm bad at it. I'm bad at skinning stuff, really, is the main thing. UV text or UV mapping confuses me. So anyway, so we're looking at minimum render distance here if we're doing this, and I'm gonna just go ahead and get rid of, I'll let it auto format that again. I'm just gonna get rid of this stuff because we're not using it anymore. So 0, 1, 2, 3, we're not using this anymore either. Okay, so if we're at 0, 10 is pretty extreme, but we'll go ahead and we'll leave that for 10 for all of these. So everything's gonna, it's pretty extreme, but yeah, this is the lowest possible setting, so we'll go ahead and stick with that. Let's move this up to something more like 9, and we'll move this I don't have my 3D girl making anything for me right now. We are gonna need like a deconstruction bench is one of the things I'm gonna have to ask her to do here, probably February. Maybe all of the crafting benches. They're just kind of crap right now that I put together. I gotta finish my yogurt. You want some yogurt? Mm-hmm. No, you don't want to come on camera and lick my yogurt? It's tasty. Hmm. She loves yogurt, but only if I put it down in front of her. I think yogurt's fine for cats. She's been eating it for months, so it must be. 2.5 is extreme there. I want to move these up, basically. Maybe we'll... And this is going to be the billboard. So we'll put that at like 6, maybe. And if there's 4, we'll do 9, 6, 3, and 1. No. 9, 7. Do we want to go like super extreme? We'll try it out. 9, 8, 7. So we'll make all of them billboard at 6. And then cull at 10%. Deconstruction bench. So... And I don't even know what that would look like, because I'm going to have a hard time telling her what I want her to make. You know, it's a fantasy game. Probably have a pair of clampers and a hammer or something, I don't know. Maybe a saw. So now I'm just going to copy this and put it here, and I'm going to double check chat, make sure somebody hasn't posted something. They haven't. This we can put out here. And so this is now not the very near, but the near. So I'm going to bump all of these down to 8, and we'll put billboards at 40% now. So we'll go 8 to 4, so this will be 6 in between that. 8 and 4, so this will be 7, 66 and 53 maybe. And believe it or not, I'm making this up as I go. I don't have construction benches. Why I will need one. Cute. Fantasy deconstruction bench. What does one of those look like? Yeah, nobody knows. I thought it would come up with something for a game, but it did not. Let's see. Fantasy game deconstruction bench. Yeah, it's just going to show me anything it can find, because it can't figure out what I'm talking about. And if we get rid of fantasy, it's dismantling bench. Oh yeah, there you go. Conan Exiles. That's a add-on, I think. Dismantling bench. And Conan's a fantasy game. You know what? Yeah. Just busy for half a minute here while my wife gets ready to leave. Jenna. Okay. Quiet has been re-achieved. I need to take one of these. I'm on a new stomach medicine that's actually kind of working. So now we're going to be at normal. So let's move this down to like 7. I didn't move this guy. Let's move him down to 7. Yeah, a dismantling bench or a deconstruction bench for like, so say you've crafted a sword and you've got your old sword still, so you want to break it down back into its, maybe it cost 10 ore to make it, but if you dismantle it at the dismantling bench, you can get 5 ore back or something like that. Because right now people just have to throw stuff away in the game. And they want a way to get it back. Get something back. I'm going to turn this down to 5 is kind of... I'm going to go with 4. So this is going to be the default settings for everything. So let's do 7 and... Billboards can start at 30%-ish. This is going to be for smaller objects, but so yeah, I mean that's going to trigger faster is really what that means. 70, 40, and 30. We'll put this at 50, I guess. 7, 5, 3, and here we can do... if there's 5 LEDs, yeah, we'll do 8, 6, how about 4, and 2, like that maybe. And this is going to be even higher quality. So, we'll leave that. We'll push this down to 25 and this down to 2. So this is only 2% of the screen. Right. What was I calling it? Deconstruction. Yeah, I suppose dismantling is better. Better word. Here, let's do 4, 2, and 2. 8, 6, 4. Let's put this at 10. So that's the billboard switch. Let's move this one down a little too. And now this is going to be the maximum setting we can get. So this is going to be very far. So we want to do something like 15 and 1%. I think 1 is pretty far. Let's do... Honestly, these are pretty good. We'll put this down to 10. 10% for billboards. That sounds a little extreme. We'll give it a try though, see what happens. 864. Yeah, maybe I'll just leave those and churn that down there. Alright, well, let's try this. So, this is going to be our altar. We're not using multiplier. Altar tree LODs. And we are calling this when we load. And we are calling this when we make a change to tree LOD left or right. So this should be good for testing. So let's test it out. My coffee has gone cold. I should just wait to make my coffee. Seems like I don't start drinking it till like 9. Then it's cold. Got Seattle cup. Most of this stuff that I've bought is off of the asset store, which I'm sure you're familiar with, but lots to be found on here. And they've unfortunately made this also much more difficult to navigate and much uglier than it used to be. We begged and pleaded for them to not do it, but they didn't listen, and now this is our fancy website. But you know, look at this, 15 bucks for all of these things, you know, farm plots. I mean, 15 bucks for all of this. There's a lot of really cool stuff on the asset store. And you can make a lot of cool, fun little games with even just one of these assets like this. Great practice. Or there's lots of free stuff too. You can actually search for free assets. And there's actually a lot of free stuff on the asset store as well. So I want to go up to the mountain, and I'm actually going to mark that. What was it called? It was magical something. Where was that? Magical... Coal and magical. Okay, I'm going to color this one too. And head out there. Yeah, keep up on the learning, like I say. It's a bit overwhelming starting out, but if you enjoy it and you keep at it, you'll just get better and better. I would try to find a game that you like and then try to recreate it, you know, just in its simplest form. For me, that was Minecraft. And, you know, just something that can keep you motivated to keep working on it. And then you'll just get better and better and better at it. So right now we are at... Oh, and I turned off the spawn row. Shoot. Did I save there? I meant to do that too. Dang it. Where was it? Oh, I did turn it back on. Add switch. How come I thought I didn't see it there? Null object reference. What was that? We have a problem in our settings UI. Well, now I gotta go back out there. And I need to make it daytime once more. And now let's save. And let's check. I thought I didn't. Maybe I moved it up here further than I was expecting. Tree render distance. There we go. Okay, so near. That did not update. What I probably commented out. Set LODs. No, I didn't, but I think we do need to flush the terrains. We are setting everything here. We're setting the LODs. Should be good. Should be good. Going through all of the trees. Yeah, okay. That should work. It's tough starting out. Hey, Donna. Thanks for the like. It's tough starting out, definitely. And like, I'm an active member of the Unity developer community server there. And we get new people in every day, but a lot of them, they want to go too big, too fast, too early, and they just burn out and give up. And so it's not easy. You gotta shoot small first and find something you like. So there's near and there's very near. For these trees, they're so tall that that's actually still pretty far away. And I made actually a little ramp at the start, didn't I, for looking at the speed trees? Let's look at that. I believe I built a ramp off of this roof here so I could check out the trees. And still not, yeah, it's a pretty good view there. Billboarding pretty quick, like that's a billboard even right there, these two. So that's what we want for very near. Near goes out farther, still, yeah, even that's a billboard right there. But that's good for very near. If you need it, near and then normal, that's not bad. That might be a little bit short for normal, but let's check out far and very far. Okay, so yeah, that's actually going beyond my current detail draw range. So I would have to turn this up to see that even. And you can see now the trees are spawning out much further, and I'm starving. Do I have any carrots? I'm always starving while I'm testing because I don't actually play the game. I just run around and test stuff. Sorry for cheating again, but I don't want to starve to death while I'm testing. So I'm just going to give myself some carrots and eat them too. Now that the trees are rendering out further, let's mess with this again. Very far down to far, so you can see the billboard. Even then though, the detail draw didn't even go far enough to make a difference for that. So maybe we'll try that even at normal. See, these guys are so big that even way out there they still draw. Let's go look at the mountain once more. Which I colored green. And we'll let these load up. Still loading. Probably. Could watch, yeah, there it is. Spawned areas is now despawning the starting area. I assume is what's going on there. And looks like we've evened out. And anyway, so now I'm going to turn those up. And you did see a little extra there. But again, these guys are actually so big that even at normal and far and very far don't make a difference for these guys in particular. And we'll get into that eventually with, like, we don't need to have buildings spawning, but trees kind of priority, near and very near. Yeah, that's good for now, I think. So that'll offer some performance improvements for those that need it, and let people churn up the tree distance a bit more if they so choose to. I'm going to churn mine back down just because I'm always testing. Those billboards look a little bit close. For default settings, but not bad, I suppose. Yeah, I want to turn this back down though. 512 is default. And to be honest, I need to go to the bathroom. So I'm going to take my 10 o'clock break a little early here. And I will just be right back. Okay. I just kind of want to double check. What the current settings would look like. I don't want to drastically change the default tree render distances necessarily. Let's do something like this. I can bring you over here. Too big, huh? 1920. How come I can't see? 1440 by 900 maybe. There we go. And we can load up the exact same world and take a peek. And we can see here that standing on the enchanting table, these trees here are billboards, but that is not. Let's do a little snapshot. Snipping tool, and we can compare this view to the editor. Like I said, because this script here is actually changing the game object references themselves. It's not just the runtime instantiations. This has to change the originals in order to... Yeah, and that's quite different. This and this both were not billboards. So maybe we'll just tweak it up a little bit. Let's see, we're looking at LOD2. I think these are probably acceptable. So we want to bump 2 up a little bit. I want to bump the billboards down a little bit. Maybe more like 2.5. Maybe something like that. See how that works. I want it to be similar to how it's been up until now for the normal setting. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I think that is still a billboard. Yeah, this one here is still billboarding, but this one isn't. So that's only a slight change. I think that's good. This guy likewise is now billboarding, but that's fine, I think. So we'll consider that done. And this was last batch, so we're working on a new one. Took a while to get going on that, unfortunately. Added tree render distance, slider to video options. And still haven't had any report on how to replicate buildings disappearing. So let's check out the bug tracker. I'm gonna turn it on to just bugs, and I mean, this is big and I want to fix that. That's kind of what I like to do on Tuesdays anyway. But maybe even PM here today, and definitely tomorrow, I want to start making new items. I want to get like 50 new potions in. I've got a lot of stuff planned. And I want to import that into some of my Excel sheets. I've currently got everything in notebooks. I like to spend some time with pen and paper before I go to bed every night. Sup, Art? But if buildings are disappearing, I want to prioritize that. I just can't figure out how to recreate it, so we'll have to wait for a better report on that. Anyway, what was I doing? On my USB. Hey, stop nut. On my SC docs, I've got, let's see, potions and enchants. So I've got this spreadsheet. Oh, did my money finally come through here? Did. Okay. I need to take care of something real quick. I have to mail myself my salary from the States every month, and it's a bit of a process. And because of the new year, I took way too long to do it. And now I am, behind on some things. Let me just take me a minute. Log in here, and I did get paid by myself, and I need to do this. And I'm gonna need this, and I'm gonna need to open my mail. And I'm just gonna black the screen out here for just a minute. Sorry for making you wait here for a second while I take care of this money crap. Bit of a pain in the butt, and they steal $10 from me. They steal $14 from me every time I do this. But that should be it. Okay, problem solved. Crisis averted. Log out. Close this. Close that. Close this. And we're good. Okay. Atoms. So yeah, I want to get a lot more of these. We've got, let's see, these are enchants, and these are the only potions we've got right now. So I want to really get working on these. Maybe PM today, at worst tomorrow. But let's take a peek at the bug tracker. So this is what I really want to work on, but it's not, can't figure out how to just yet. Watering can, unable to transfer contents. Let's see, this, okay, this has been an ongoing source of confusion for players, because you can't pour the contents of a watering can, which are water, into your backpack. You know what I mean? That's on purpose. But the buttons are there, so people try to do it and get confused. I believe I have one on me, and I can open it. And so yeah, these buttons just shouldn't even be here. Long story short. These are globes of water. See, it's like a, you know, it's in a little skin frog sack. I don't know, but these you're supposed to be able to hold, and we could change the name. You know, shaft of water. I don't know. And maybe we should change the icon. But see, it says a globe of water in a thin shell. That's on purpose. This is pure water. So I need to just get rid of these buttons, honestly. And then we need to add to the... This is its own specific UI screen, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Inventory UI, container UI. It is not. Okay, so still I want to add I guess down here, because people don't know is the problem here. Let's see. Here's my rating vat. If I click and I drag this guy and I right click, it will do this. It will transfer the water. But nobody knows that. And it says it right here actually. Drag and right click to transfer contents. So I mean it says so right there, but nobody reads this. I think it needs to say it like right here somewhere instead of these buttons. Well, but you can't be interacting with a rating vat while you have this open. You only can do one or the other. So and this is broken too. How does that work? I forget. Not container UI. Equipment. Harvesting equipment. open container. How does he know where to go? Slot. Nah, I'll look at that in a second. Okay, so let's see. Container UI. Refresh. Get current container. Yeah, if it's a fluid container, you're supposed to turn those off. Clearly it's not doing that though. Debug log container dot item type. Let's see what that is. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. It's just, what do you do when you're level 0 and you don't have anything yet? And you've been standing on your starter platform for 10 minutes. Of course, most people don't realize that you're supposed to go out and harvest stalks anyway. And I just kind of added that because there wasn't a water source. Yeah, now pumpkins work. There used to not be a water source until we made buckets and stuff so you could get water from wells and water sources. It's really the only reason I made those globes. Somebody complained about that too. I thought that was semi-intelligent, making lemons actually dehydrate you, kind of like salt water, it's water, but in the long run it actually dehydrates you. I don't know if, maybe I should look that up. Do lemons cause dehydration? Some people report more frequent trips to the bathroom. Not at all the question that I asked or the question that's written up here. And I'm not talking about lemon water. Nobody cares about lemon water. Health from nut sites. Lemon water, lemon water, lemon water. I don't want lemon water. Minus lemon water. Go away. Is too much lemon juice bad for your health? Lime water shows up now. Man, you just can't get away from the algorithms. Food and drinks that cause... It doesn't even include lemons. Missing lemons. Man. I don't think I'm going to find an answer. But it sounds like if you're just munching on lemons all day, for one, you're going to erode all the enamel off of your teeth and your stomach is going to churn. But I'm pretty sure that I guess it's not salt. Yeah, coconut water is laxative, so that's also dangerous. Lemon juice. I guess lemonade, you can get, yeah, because, like raw lemon is super, what's the word? Sour. But I guess that's probably not necessarily dehydrative. Tart. But, anyway, we could just get rid of the globes, to be honest. And we'll mess with these guys giving hydration and stuff later. And honestly, I don't know why I put higher level foods giving higher level. It was just a cop out so that because I don't have the cooking system in yet. I think that's really silly though, that you get a boost per tier. Rarity's not so bad, maybe, but I think that's silly, to be honest. Right, you eat one tier 20 orange and you're good to go for 2 days, 3 days. That sounds weird to me. But anyway, what were we looking at? Watering cans. Okay, yeah. And I did a debug there, so let me see. Harvesting. Let's clear it, and I'm gonna click on it, and it says watering can. So it's actually the type is watering can. It's not what I was expecting. Item type. Show me the actual. Oh. Fluid container. Well, this is actually a watering can. We have buckets too, don't we? Do the buckets actually work? I haven't tried that in a long time. Resources, item templates, not weapons. Bucket. Haven't actually tried bucket, to be honest. Let's try a bucket. It's a fluid container. So I think that's what's going to trigger this. The watering can is actually used in farming, so it's got its own specific dealie. So we want to just add this here, or container dot item type is equal to watering can, and then I'm going to turn those off. And I think I'm going to add a little text bit there. Let's just look at buckets real quick though. I know some people really like to farm for health potions, and I'm going to add like 50 potions tomorrow. So that might be more of a thing in the future. More I'm constantly debating. There's not a place to equip them, but you can carry them like a bag. So I've got a bucket. It's actually, the icon is metal. That's not nice, but I can go next to a well and I can fill it, and fill it with water, and I can drink the water. I can carry it around with me, and I can put it in my redding vat if I drag and right click to transfer contents like it says. So totally works, but nobody reads that. So bucket works fine. Anyway, if I click on it now, it's not showing up properly, and the watering can is also not anyway. So let's just add a little text blurb down here to reiterate this, because people aren't looking at this. Canteen would be more stylish, definitely. Keep it up, Stop Nut. It's just a matter of time. The more time you spend on it, the better it's gonna get. I want to go to. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm actually really warm. I might turn my heater off. got my stove on, so. Kitties love the stove. The cats don't want to come on the cat cam while the stove's on. Pee-pee's all alone. So I'm going to open up the main UI. I'm going to go to inventory and hide the loading UI. Open up the inventory and the container UI. And I'm going to add, I'm going to copy the title and bring it down to here. And I don't want it to be bold. Is that not bold? It looks bold to me, whatever. I want it to scale down to 0.1.1, and I want the font size to be 180, and I want the size to be times 10 what it used to be for the sharper text. And I want it to say, let's make it a little bigger actually, something like that. And we'll say right click and drag right click and drag containers to transfer. Good luck for king and country. Godspeed and all that. Right click and drag containers to transfer their contents. Let's see, right click and drag containers. Then click, right click and drag containers. Then click, right click, let's see, no, click and drag. It's just click and drag. Click and drag a container. Click and drag a container. Let's see, to transfer fluid container contents. Click and drag the container, then right click in another, right click an inventory slot in a different open container or rating vat. We can turn this down to 15, 12-ish. And horizontal overflow will wrap, and I'm actually going to just move this up a little bit and add a little bit extra. Can I go, I think I can go 600 there just to make sure that it fits, and this will need to be translated to a bunch of different languages in the future. To transfer fluid container contents, click and drag the container, then right click an inventory slot in a different open container or rating vat. Then right click an inventory slot in a different, let's say first you want to transfer fluid container contents, open the container you want to transfer to, click and drag the container you are transferring from, Then right click the container. Is this too long? To transfer fluid container contents, open the container you want to transfer to. Click and drag the container you are transferring from. Then right click the container. Then right click an inventory slot in the open container. And we'll call this what? Fluid description. And container UI is a script that we were working on here. Let's go ahead and do serialize field text fluid description. And if we are doing this, we want to turn the fluid description on. Fluid description dot enabled equals. Let's do game object. Let's set active true. Otherwise, we're going to set it to false. So we should only ever be able to see either the buttons or the explanation. And hopefully that will make it more clear to people how that's supposed to work. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave. You have modifications on the prefab that have changed on this. Do you want to keep changes or reload the prefabs? Keep the changes. Do you want to keep your changes? I want to keep the changes. Don't reload. It's nice being able to go to war only when you need to. We'll move that here. Where empty? Okay, so I think I actually want this empty and fill buttons. No, I do want to leave that in here. But anyway, so we're going to turn that off, turn that off. Huh? Whoa, what did I just do there? No, just you. Turn you off, turn the loading UI back on, save. Uh-oh, what's it doing? What's it doing? I broke it. What's happening? No. What's going on? I think I broke it. Nope. Is it gonna? Oh, it worked. What was that about? Anyway, back out. Let's hope we didn't break it and try it out. How does Tank Wars work? Like, you've got different types of tanks that are good against certain other types of tanks, and you can, like, basically like Mech Warrior, you can like zoom around and flank people and try to get. Do you have to like capture objectives, or do you just kill? Is it just kill everybody? Looking at container UI. To transfer fluid contents, let's look at this in full screen. Fluid container contents, open the container you want to transfer to. Click and drag the container you are transferring from. Then right click an inventory slot in the open container. Now it's not going to say that for the redding vat. Put water and stocks in the vat and press refine. 1 water is consumed per stack of stocks. I could add that down here. And this text is actually a lot easier to read. I'm going to convert that back to how it was. But yeah, that does work. Hi, kitty. What are you doing? I turned the stove off. Now you don't know what to do with yourself, huh? You want to come purr into the mic? All the nice people. Or just rub your face on it. Poor kitty's got little scabs on his forehead. It's too dry in here. I got 2 humidifiers running now for him. Need to get him some more fresh fish or something too, I think. He needs more omega-3. Let me see your forehead there, kitty, huh? It's doing a little better. It's just this one kitty, Pearl, here. He's got his, he's always had these dry patches on his forehead the other kitties don't have. Turn you off again, turn you on again. And container UI. Don't step on the keyboard, kitty, whatever you do. All else is forgiven. So I'm going to turn this back up to 1, 1, and 1, which just means 460. And this is 12. And maybe left alignment would be better. We'll put it in center for now. Can I make that a little bit bigger, maybe? 14? 13? Let's go ahead and do best fit, just to be sure. And then I want to copy this to... why is it doing this every time I save it now? That's silly. What is this? I hit Control S by habit every like 60 seconds. Not really. I could add hyphens. You mean like to make the steps clearer? I think it's fine as long as it's open. Yeah, I do Control S just constantly on even things that it doesn't work on. I wanted to add this to the facility UI. I think it's actually a refining UI. And how big is this instructions thingy? Yeah, let's make that bigger. And let's move it down a little bit and go by... maybe we don't need to make it... Yeah, we need to move it down a little, don't we? Let's do 160. That works. And then if, for example, we put that in there, that would work. Let's go ahead and make it best fit 1 to 18 just to make sure that we don't have overflow. And I'm just going to change that back even though that script changes it no matter what. And I'm going to save once more. And it didn't freak out this time. That's weird. It freaks out on the container UI. Anyway. Close that all back up, open the loading UI again, and save. Back out, open up refining UI. And that is actually part of the language system already, so I can't directly influence that, but let's go ahead and go to just the redding vat is all we're actually worried about. So it's going to give the original description, and then I'm just going to add to that this guy. And let's see if that works. It should auto scale it down so that it doesn't overflow. I have not ever done a game jam. I've just kind of never really been interested in doing anything but making this game, to be honest. It's my bread and my butter. Transfer all to inventory on Transmog. Trash bin with more slots I can do. I think that's a normal facility, so let's see, there's one over here. No, this is a refining facility, so I can't do that unless I change some stuff, which is, of course, always possible. But anyway, put water and stocks in the vat and press refine. 1 water is consumed per stack of stocks. To transfer fluid container contents, open the container you want to transfer to, click and drag the container you are transferring from, then right-click an inventory slot in the open container. So, I mean, if you can read English, that explains how to do it. And if you click on any of the containers, I didn't save my bucket after I made it, but it also says that drag and right click to transfer contents. And it also says so if you open this guy up to transfer fluid container contents. So, yeah. Anyway. Sorry, kitty, gotta move, gotta use my keyboard. Nice to see you, though. Go sit with your brother. Look at your brother over there all alone. Sitting on the mouse pad now. That's nice. Cat butt on the mouse pad. Anyway, this is intentional, as you can't pour water into your backpack. I have added some extra descriptions to the container UI and the redding vat UI to better explain how to transfer fluids from one container to another. If you click on a bucket or a watering can, it also already gives a short description on how to go about that. In lieu of which, I've fixed the transfer buttons not properly turning off when opening a watering can. Save. And that was actually resolve, but we'll just do that. Anyway, there's that. There's this. Stone and enchanted townspeople don't have a construction material menu. You mean the mason can't make enchanted or stone construction supplies. Windows multiplayer. What's up, Stu? Let's try it in single player. You're famous. 3 people watching. I don't understand the viewer count thingy. But what do I know? You've got me curious about World of Tanks. If you're a fan of it. I've never played a tank game. It just seems like it would be really simple at its core mechanics, which I'm sure means that it's actually really difficult. Because you basically just point and shoot at other tanks, right? But that means that some people are going to be really good at hiding and building strategies, stuff like that. Oh, this is Blitz, huh? Was it not on Steam? Blitzkrieg. This was originally a mobile game, wasn't it? I thought. Maybe not. I've just seen ads for it on my phone a lot. I don't want to see it in Japanese. Okay, good. Anyways, looks like fancy graphics. Is it free to play? Or do you gotta buy it? Or is it store-based funding? Like, you know, Path of Exile kind of stuff? Free to play, can be subscribed. Yeah, I'll give it a try later. I'm down for new games. I used to be a big Counter-Strike player, so I know how that seems simple but is actually really difficult. Can go. Can make enchanted, and you've got a big town that I can go check out that I colored green. If I click on it properly. What does premium get you? It's like just skins and stuff. You get like increased experience, and you unlock weapons as you level up, like Battlefield or something like that. Let's see. Do we have? Yeah, you got a lot of stuff here. Where's the Mason? This is the Quarrier, Miner, Forager. Hi, kitty. Stoneworker, Carpenter. So Carpenter works, you're saying. And this is kind of silly that this isn't bigger. I haven't looked at these in so long. There's no doubt room for improvement. Mason. Looks like he works here, but it's not working in multiplayer. Beyond the crafter's skill, he is tier 10. Yeah, well, level doesn't. But he can go up to tier 10. Oh, he can go to whatever. Rarity. Need 100 stone and 10 limestone. Now I got another kitty in front of my keyboard. I really need to put down like a spiky mat here or something. That'd be great for my wrists. Well, let's go check it out on the multiplayer server. Maybe I can call you a big fat liar. And that's fine. If it is broken, I want to fix it, so I don't mind checking. Game version mismatch. What? Oh, I'm on beta. Sorry. Yeah, just make yourself at home there, kitty. Update paused. Why? You're a nice kitty. How could you be angry at this little ball of fluff? I have hurled my cats across the house before, so it is possible to be angry at them. Server list, PKG, join. Did you change the name, or did you... I'm sorry, kitty. Did you hide it? Ranger Emporium. Let's see. It's tier 58, just under Mountain Mine. Yeah, I think you hit it. Or maybe you had to replace it. Is this the same place? How is this the same place? I don't know, whatever. Then it was over here. Looks like it works. Let me cheat a little bit. Kitty, you're cute, and I love you. Don't think I don't, but you gotta move. And then they always move right to the mouse pad, and then it's hard to use the mouse. Pretty sure. Oh, I need to go to 0. Yeah, that worked. And Enchanter Dude, we'll just assume he works too. Is it this guy? This is the Artificer, right? So Art, I've got a design change coming up that I would like your opinion on. Enchanted construction supplies. Yeah, he looks like he works. So you may have seen me bring this up in the past, but I want to do this where instead of just adding more and more ranks to short swords, because I'm going to be creating a lot of recipes over the next few days, Sword of Doom, whatever. This is the current system, and basically what this means is that Sword of Doom is always better than every other weapon in the game, right? So once you know how to make Sword of Doom, you're stupid if you don't use the Sword of Doom. I don't like that. That's why I said this is bad. What I'm thinking of as an alternative is that every smithing weapon recipe that you learn adds a global bonus to anything. So no matter what you make, if you like the look of the Sword of Doom, then you can create the Sword of Doom, and the damage is the same. Now, the thing is, I don't think we should, another tangent on this is that we don't do stuff like this. Instead, we do stuff like short sword plus Doom suffix equals short sword of Doom. So basically, currently schematics are used to start crafting a recipe. Instead, schematics will teach a word that can be applied to any applicable equipment. Right. Like Diablo and stuff does. So a two-step thing here, though, that certain swords aren't better than other swords, basically. Don't make a shiv better than a dagger just because you have to do certain things to learn shiv later in the game. Yeah, and there'll only be one suffix and one prefix. And some of them will be legendary, you know what I mean? Like some of them will have different qualities. Like we currently have, do you have an enchanting table here? I want to get into this stuff later in the week. I think there aren't any rare, elite, or legendary sets right now. And I want to add a bunch of these in. And you got a lot of stuff here, huh? There were some books. No, it's silver. This is probably all resources, huh? Yeah, no worries. Just you know what I mean? Minor preparedness. So this would now teach you this word, and it would be consumed and go away, and then that would be added to your crafting screen. So you could select, maybe down here, a prefix and a suffix, and then that would add something to the ingredients that you would have to add to make this a copper earring of minor preparedness. And then add a bunch more words into the game, And so then there's like stuff to go out and find. So like when you pick up the schematics, you learn new stuff. And as you learn new stuff, your global skill in that profession goes up, is basically what I'm trying to say. But anyway, think about that while you're killing people. I'm not going to implement it immediately, but maybe sometime soon. And let's see what else we can find. What was this? Lemons changed. New town to check the other caves. I was able to get out of any of them. I can get out of the dungeons though. I can't remember. Does this happen every time? Just specific caves or anything along those lines? You can add 4 days ago. Can I do like an at? Totally confused. No, totally. Is that not how that works? At totally. Is this just like everybody? Who are all these people? I have no idea what this is pulling from. I guess he's a watcher. Watchers 0. So no, they're not even watching it. Can't I like reply to this or something? I guess not. And they're not going to get a notification if they're not watching it, but created a new world to check other caves, and I was unable to get out of any of them. I can get out of the dungeons, though. Can't leave caves. Well, you're just looking to sit in front of my keyboard, aren't you, kitty? I see you. Not gonna happen. It's stuff like this, like if it's a big problem, if you can't get out of a cave, that sucks. I totally want to fix that, but if I can't reproduce it, it's a bitch to fix. This is all good. Haven't been able to reproduce this either, the town building stuff. Let's see. So when you click recall, that calls, I believe, player manager or player mover, one or the other. Let's actually look at the recall skill. How about special skills? Teleport, engage, player mover, recall just gets called flat out. So find recall, unmount, remove momentum. This is marked as single player and beta. I'm not sure that I checked it on beta, to be honest. We could try that. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I think that I was checking it in the editor. Which is in the production branch. What was I looking at? Vector 3 position. It's going to get where it wants to go. It's going to call server teleport. If you're trying to leave from currently inside of a cave, it's going to churn on the surface world and just going to set position. That's all it's going to do. Shouldn't be I mean, if that doesn't all follow through, then there should be an error or something. I don't see them giving an error. We could check the error reporter. Just take a peek at this real quick. Oh boy, they changed this whole interface again. I don't know why they have to change this stuff every 6 months. I have no idea where I'm supposed to go now. Project name, project ID. Where are all of my settings? Integrations? No integrations set up for this project. Well, this is useful. Dashboard. There it is. Cloud diagnostics. Did it just remove? This is so annoying. Crashes and exceptions. I've been using this for 3 years now. Now it wants me to download an SDK and start over. I better Google this. Unity Cloud Diagnostics. You don't look at something for a month and then they just totally change it. Randomly goes to about page. Is that all that's happening to me? Goes to the dashboard and it doesn't give me anything to click on anymore. I'm seeing the same thing right now. There is no longer any mention whatsoever of cloud diagnostics on my dashboard, despite having been using it for over 3 years. What gives? They upgraded it and broke it. Sounds like December 8. Unity Cloud Diagnostics. Sounds like this is brand new. Like I say, I looked at this in December. I don't look at it all the time, but it's just blank right now. I don't really want to show it on screen. My apologies. It's got some numbers that I may not want to be sharing publicly. Integrations. New integration. Webhook, Discord, Stack, Trello. No, I don't want any of that. I mean, there's not even like a button. just takes me to settings, Unity dashboard, analytics. Okay, maybe this is it. Cloud diagnostics, user crashes and exceptions. Is it still going to work? Okay, it is working. Okay, let me go back to that post and I'm just going to delete this. So anyway, somebody had a whole bunch of update inventory errors. Let's see, I can show this. This is what the anonymous bug reports look like. There is some stuff in here. Looks like we should take a peek at. This stuff is usually a bit funky. Not always the most useful. Main UI update inventory. That's really all it tells me. One person had a bunch of problems. And I am on an AMD Ryzen 5 3600 and an RX 590, so that was probably me while I was coding. I just messed something up and it broke if it's only one user. If it's 10 users, that's probably something else. Hopefully something specific. Game set active, start UI, start start UI, start language text on enable. That's not a big deal. Let's go ahead and try it anyway though. So maybe people that are playing in a different language, something has the language changer. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong on my end. Where is English? There it is. Didn't get any errors there. And it was only, well, let's do, I'll do Japanese, because I can actually read that. And it should save my settings to now be Japanese when it loads. And we'll let it load. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. Who is it? The close button for the news. Oh really? Scroll rect content text. Who are you? I mean, obviously it worked. Why? What are you talking about? And this one didn't work either, it thinks. Current language is Japanese. Menus close. Language text 43. And it thinks that that is empty. This is only during the start. 3, this is when news UI comes on, so maybe this is prior to languages being loaded. I believe languages are on enable language data. When does this stuff get assigned? Language. Somebody calls you. Language selector has a start method, probably. Setup. Who calls setup? The start UI calls it on line 467. So that's a little bit late there for some of these. It's not actually causing problems, but it is sending errors to the console, which it would be nice to avoid. So we just want to move this up before this stuff starts churning on. Let's see. I believe all of this is fine. So before any of these text biddies are coming on, we'll put it up here. And that should be fine. And let's try it again. I'll unpause so it can recompile. And did we change something? What am I doing here? Tree render distance is all we have messed with today so far, correct? I was looking at some stuff that, we did added more descriptions for how to transfer water between containers and disabled the transfer buttons. Disabled the transfer buttons from improperly churning on with fluid containers. And compile has completed. Let's see what we get. Still an error. 260. Let's see. Language selector. Start UI. Language changed. Load worlds. If world slot parent. No, that's the music plan. If the world slot parent.child count is greater than 0, you're going to load worlds. Are you serious? That you don't even know what you are. That's what the problem is. World slot parent and character slot parent. Let's see. Can I put it beneath those? Who gets turned on first? I think the first one that actually was throwing problems was here. So as long as we're underneath world, and character UI, world slot parent. There it is. And character slot parent, which is also way up there. World slot parent down here. So we just want to go underneath those guys. And, we could have just checked for null, but this works. And honestly, this stuff is just silly. I should have serialized all of this. I had a problem once, long time ago, when Unity was still closing, and I closed my laptop. Why does it do this now? It's been doing this to me all day. It's weird. But Unity was still in the process of closing, and I closed my laptop, and that just totally ruined it. And I lost all of my public references, and like my entire menu and everything was public references. So that scarred me for life, and now I did everything by actually going in and finding it by name. That did fix the problems. Let's go back to, English. And so, yeah, but I've never once run into that again. It was totally fluke. And I don't use a laptop anymore. That laptop broke. It was a really good laptop too. That's a bummer. I got it from a friend for $100. But it was like it was like an $1,800 laptop. But one of the hard drives failed, and they were like, I don't want it. I was like, I can put a new hard drive in it for you for like $60 and it'll work fine. And they were like, nope, I already bought a new one. Take it. I was like, alright, cool. Gracias, mi amigo. And this is my monitors, just kind of, I churned it a bunch while I was exercising yesterday. And now it's kind of in a funky position, but that's not too bad. Nope, you can't sit here, kitty. No sitting in front of the keyboard. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Be gone. So that is fine. What were we looking at? I deleted that. Unity dashboard. That was now fixed. What else we got? Object set name. And this is still an ongoing thing. Unity object set name, change resolution, setup volume fog, on enable, setup volume fog, change resolution, set name. Affecting multiple people, primarily Linux. Oh, and I do want to look at, see if I can find a Linux report for that building error that one dude brought up. Enviro sky rendering, change resolution. Is Enviro now on its own thing down here? No, it's not. Did I move it into third party? No. Oh, I just was looking right at it. Enviro standard, maybe sky rendering, change resolution. Set name, volume, light texture equals new render texture. And then he sets the name. And well, I guess this is actually a pretty big method. Goes down to here. Okay, so that should be fine. Who else sets name? Name. This is also right after new. This is also right after new. This is also right after new. And this is also right after new. So, somebody must be running into an error where their graphics card or something of that nature does not support graphics null device. So this is going to be my server, isn't it? These are dedicated servers throwing this error because there's no graphics card. Okay, I've seen this all the time and just ignored it because it doesn't actually do anything. Let's see. On enable. I guess that does get called before anything gets going. Let's just do, you know, I don't need any of this, and this honestly gets turned off in the first frame. It's just the first frame that this fires off. Unfortunately, if application is batch mode, just return. Just don't do any of that. Nobody likes you. Let's do or game settings.fake batch mode, just because I do that sometimes for testing. And that should fix that. Let's go ahead and write it down. Fixed a harmless error. Opposing team didn't show up. That's no fun. Fixed a harmless error on dedicated servers. And what else did we fixed a harmless error. Fixed a harmless error in the start menu when starting as non-English. With a non-English language. Moving on, farmable tilled ground setup. Object reference. This one is called quite a bit. Farming data holder load. Farmable tilled ground dot setup. And it would be nice if you gave me the line that you were having problems on, but I don't think it will. Last seen 5 hours ago. Crashes 64. You jest. Nobody's crashing because their farming thing doesn't work. What is it though? It's a null. You know, sitting in front of the keyboard, kitty. That's my wrist space. I know it looks tempting. What are you doing? No reference exception. During setup. Time manager should be good. This is happening in 722. Could be single player, could be multiplayer. We're assuming that the tree is there. We might want to not assume that. I think that's going to be our main problem. We're assuming we can look at these directly. Let's see if we can get it to not work. Nah, let's just go ahead and up the security here. If the tree does not equal null and the resource does not equal null and it's mature, otherwise we'll just do that. Good. Likewise, make sure that it does not equal null before we try to access it. Otherwise, we're going to want to make sure these guys are not does not equal null, and let's copy that whole thing. And I just need to change the directions that these are facing. This is southwest, northwest, and northeast. That should fix any of that shenanigans. No sitting in front of the keyboard, kitty. How many times you gotta try? Look, I'm typing right now. As soon as it opens up, she jumps in there. I see you looking at it. Stop looking at it. Yeah, I'll go ahead and write that down. Fixed in error. Being thrown when loading plants. Loading planters in some cases. This was specifically to tilled ground. What else do we have? Call command, interact with 31 users. This key was not present in the spawned dictionary, I would assume. Call command, interact with player input. Player input. Command, interact with. This is going to go to the server, but that would also do it in single player. And how would that ever not be spawned? I can certainly add another check in here to make sure that it doesn't try to grab that if it's not in the dictionary, which we will do. But interesting. Wonder what is being interacted with. Some kind of crafting going on. If it's not found, then I can't attempt to look at it. But in any case, rather than having it throw an error, people will tell me if they are not able to interact with something, which is currently not the case. So if network identity.spawned does not contain the key of interactable ID, then we're just going to return. And this will fixed an unexpected error being thrown during facility interaction. And again, if this prevents, I mean, it would already be preventing interaction with something. So if there's something people aren't, I assume it's It's like they pick something up and then hit interact with it at the same time or something like that, and it causes a problem. Just a timing problem. Procedural area. No reference exception. This is another... not something I can look directly at, unfortunately. Procedural area setup. There's a lot that goes on in procedural area dot setup, I'm afraid. Quite a bit. More than a few players, though. 6 different users. Primarily Windows 10. That is a problem, though. World areas not working properly would cause problems. It's turned into iced coffee by now. Let's try and sit up for once in our life. It's possible that this could be null, maybe. Encounter type, no, this is just a, well, yeah, the world encounter itself could be null. It's possible. Psych. Shouldn't be possible. It'd be so nice if it would just give me just a little bit more information here. Hello, Goofy King. Welcome back. Prepares everything. Spawn locations. Got some nice try catches set up here for the heavier operations. Get chunk, that's just a math equation. Terrain save file, get the save file. If it's null, we'd get a specific error for that. And if we do, then this sort of stuff would not be working. No terrain save file present. Let's see if we can spot that. Let's just gleam through these real quick. It's procedural chunk, player building, player script. Let's see. Let's do 50. Nutrition, watcher, environment, compression helper. That's a bummer. That's old school. Why am I getting these? Yeah, these are people downloading hacked versions, I bet. Not actual players. But, c'est la vie. Oh, you got smoked? That sucks. What makes a good team? Like, it's not that their stuff is better. It's just that they pulled some kind of strategy that ended up steamrolling you. What kind of RNG is there? I'm not seeing the errors that we would expect to be showing up if this was calling any of those. This is happening to quite a few people though, so we do want to try and let's see. Well, the whole setup thing is wrapped in a try, so that's not going to interrupt procedural spawning necessarily, but we would still like to figure out or right, you got it doesn't fire 100% what you're aiming at, adds a little bit of random and damage and all that. Okay, that's acceptable RNG though, right? I'm gonna sneeze again. Nope, maybe not. There's no way we shouldn't have a biome map. This might be possible, and it doesn't hurt to add a check. World encounter does not equal null, and this. We'll go ahead and just do that. The rest of this, get biome enome, get biome prefabs, that's all definitely going to work. That should definitely work. Biome prefabs, there shouldn't be, no, and that would error for everybody if it errored for anyone. That's all just fine. Anywhere else we might be able to see a null reference exception. Load, I was thinking this might do too, but this error isn't being called, so obviously the terrain save file is going, and this will actually generate a terrain save file if it isn't able to find one being requested. So we wouldn't expect that to throw an error. Spawn structure, terrain controller structures, that's also within its own try and would properly give us this error if it was the problem. So it might just be what we added there. This is also a try. Something went wrong with MISC data holder load, farming data holder load. Something went wrong. And again, if this is getting called 41 times, we would expect that to be getting called a similar amount of times, but it's not. So hopefully we got it there with just this little line. I don't think so, but it's possible. Let's keep going. This happens all the time. Only dedicated servers, I believe. Affected users 3. No. Yeah, my server and then a couple other beta servers is really all that ever do this during the start steam client.init, and let's see. Let's just take a peek at it, see if we can get it to not call that. It's harmless, but in any case, init, not that one, but this one. Nope, not that one either. Wasn't it called init? Nope, it's Steam Manager Start. My apologies. Steam has its own folder. Steam Manager Start init. Try Steam Client init. Now, let's see. Steam Manager Start. Not starting Steam Client due to an instance always running, due to being in the editor. I haven't messed with this in a long time. Let's see. If we're a dedicated server, do we actually have any reason to connect the Steam client? I don't think we do. I don't think that this will mess anything up. If application is in batch mode or game settings .fake batch mode, not starting Steam client due to being in batch mode. That's acceptable, right? Steam client.init. After you watch all these tutorials, then what do you do next? Yeah, maybe you missed the last thing there. I said as you were kind of logging off. You definitely want to pick something that excites you and try to focus on that. These aren't Steam bug reports, Art. These are Unity, the anonymous error reporting tools. But yeah, Goofy King, find a game that you like and try to make a simple version of that. Like for me, it was Minecraft. I could program Minecraft from scratch in like a week if I tried now, because I've done it so many times. But you know, that's because I really liked Minecraft when I was learning how to code. Find something that you really like and try to make a really simple version of it. You know, just like break it down into the like main core game components from nothing. Make it from nothing. So you start out from an empty Unity scene and try to get it you know, if it's a 2D game, I mean, just try to get the movement first, and then try to get object interaction second, and then try to get, you know, an inventory system and things like that. Oh yeah, we used to make all kinds of weird stuff in Minecraft. I think making pumpkin farms was my favorite. We'd make automatic redstone pumpkin farms, and then you could sell the pumpkins on servers and then like get currency to buy diamonds with and stuff like that. It was like easier than actually going to look for diamonds. Once you got it set up, we'd have these like massive machines that were generating pumpkins or whatever, you know, we'd grow stuff. I'm pretty sure this is acceptable. The Steam client is what connects, yeah. And then if it's a dedicated server, it's going to log in anonymously. I'll have to double check that. I'm just going to add a little warning to myself here. Warning! Make sure to check server functionality now that Steam client.init is not being called on servers. And only dedicated servers. So I'll do that when I patch, just to make sure that works as intended, but I think that should be good. Fixed a dedicated server Steam error. Fixed a less dedicated server specific Steam error during startup. And again, it's harmless. I just was always ignoring it, but it'd be nice to have it not be showing up here every time. What else we got? Player inventory. Update container. 5 days ago was the last one. Meaning I may have fixed this with last week's container patch. Oh yeah, I forgot about that too. I'd build zombie elevators. It wasn't creative mode, so you'd go and find... I like to play on servers, so you'd go find a zombie spawner in the underground and then build this elaborate waterfall system so that when the zombies spawn, they'd go into the water. Zombie water trap, I suppose. And then it'd drop them just enough so that it would hurt them, but it wouldn't kill them. And then you'd hit them once, and then they'd drop experience orbs, so you could craft high-level enchants. This looks like it is not showing up in 2.2 at all, so that's cool. We'll go ahead and ignore that for now. Town building UI crafter refresh recipes just showed up 2 hours ago, so this is still going on. Minecraft has its charm, especially if you don't know what you're doing. Once you get good at it, it's kind of silly. And it's just, even if you're in survival mode, you're kind of in creative mode just because it's really not hard, which is fine. But, you know, it's just super about... Oh yeah, I've played Worm a lot too. I've never gotten into... I never got good at combat. Like, I never got to the point where I could actually kill stuff. But I would just run away from everything, and I've built villages, which takes, you know, as anyone knows that has played, takes days to build even like a tiny hut. But it's got its charm too. And I never played on the PvP servers. I think they have elevated skill experience and stuff like that. Town building UI crafter dot refresh recipes. Refresh recipes. And it's just a generic invalid cast exception. Interesting. So this guy, I don't see, let's see, there's another cast, but that's definitely fine. And it's right here, so that must be it. Well, let's see. How does that happen? Button clicked. Player crafting, call target learn recipe. Are there any town crafter, non-town crafter buildings that teach you recipes? I don't think so. Player, town, building, target, learn, recipe. Button clicked. Crafting. Refresh recipes. Clear button, show details, refresh details. If TC equals null, it's just going to return. So I guess we'll just do town data.is crafter. Town building UI dot current town building dot building type. And we'll do if this is not a crafter, then we'll just do a return. And you know what the heck, well, we're not getting a null reference exception error there, so this should be good. If it's not a crafter, we'll make them click it again or something. And if that's a problem, it will get brought up. Procedural chunk, null reference exception. Yeah, I remember mining in Worm Online. You'd just pretty much stare at a wall for like 9 hours. It's weird that that is still acceptable. Like, there is a sense of accomplishment when you do that. It's like just barely acceptable. I think, what is it? Life is Futile? I could never play that game. It just like, I'd spent like 5 hours making like a copper shovel or something so I could do like the first step in something, and it was just like, what am I doing? Like, couldn't make a house, couldn't make food, couldn't make a shelter. Everything was deadly. That game was just over the edge of too much for me. Worm is just barely acceptable somehow. Procedural chunk setup. Let's get another NRE. This might be the same thing though, honestly. Setup, it is probably going to look at... no. Could be a preview. Are we looking at previews? No. These are not previews. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. When the chunk comes on, it makes sure that it's not null, but no, yeah, that's not possible. Get large encounter, local terrain. Did that just move? No. Spawning floating islands. That all looks fine. Let's go back to the top. Acceptable. Should be good. This is possible. Could be, could be. Should be good, should be good. This is all just math. These are static, should be fine. Get component. If it's null, we'll add it. Should be good, should be good. And yeah, maybe that was it. There was a small possibility there. So we'll go with that for now and hope that that doesn't show up anymore. Player building call command construct free building. This has not happened since 5 days ago, and I did patch in some changes to that, so let's assume that that fixed that. Get crafted item. Throwing an error. What is that? Multiple people. Call command attempt to pick up. Interesting. What are we picking up and what is it not having fun with? Item database. Let's. Oh, I didn't need to close you. Yeah, let's close all of you anyway. You've been open for weeks. Item database dot get crafted item. Material equals null. Let's see. Is it possible for this? Get crafted item. There's no way a null gets sent to that. Say if it could just give me just a little bit more information there, that'd be awesome. Placing trash bin. Somebody put a trash bin down. Is this the top? Oh, this is bad facility type sent to facility type to item. Interesting. So it is actually giving me some data there. Hold on, let me look at this guy. Stack trace. Logs. Building data holder.load. Spawn structure loop encountered an error. Oh, really? Build data holder.load. Let's take a peek at that real quick. Let's save. Building data holder.load. This is update structure, find structure, remove, convert. Ready? Building data holder.load. This is under procedural area. Procedural area load. Building loop encountered a problem. Load town. Miscs. Spawn structure loop encountered an error. So it's somewhere in here. Spawn structure, structures, game object go, get child count -1 dot game object. Yeah, that can cause problems, I think, due to the way that building rotation works at some times. But it should grab the newest, so no, that should be fine. The older one will be marked for destruction, but it'll still grab it. Structure game object get component. This is probably the building problem. I want to say the storehouse sign not loading properly issue that some people are running into. Get town holder base structure.town building. Get town holder base. Return storehouse. This is difficult stuff. It's going to spawn the structure in the event of a rotation. It's going to be the second child, but that's going to grab the newest child in any case, so that's fine. We really only would expect something within here. Solace. Get Solace by number, structure.solace number, only if it's not number 1. There might be an instance where the town holder base comes back null. In which event what has gone wrong? Let's go ahead and do if tbhb is equal to null, log error, and let's do structure dot town building plus base holder came back null. In which case we're going to want to continue we're trying to load a building, but the town data for that building has gone null. Shouldn't be possible. But if that's the case, we want to know. If that is the case, we're not going to be able to do any of this. So we're going to want to... Can you break out of a try? No, that would break out of the 4, so we want to continue. What would that do to the try loop? Let's just do an else. I'm curious what that would do. Calling continue in a try catch. Let's do C#. Yeah, that would mess it up, wouldn't it? Leaving the catch block empty should do the trick, but yeah, you don't want to do that. Is this in fact what he's done? Try and then return, try, continue execution, when the function 2 throws an error. No, that's not what I'm talking about. How to catch and continue. Try catch, continue with next line, continue after an exception. Calling continue within a try catch. Meh, I could try it out myself if I wanted to. How to continue loop. How to program to continue running. Can we use continue in catch block? That's what I'm talking about. And is there no answer? Click to see full answer. As it is, you should catch the exception and move on. If you're not breaking the loop somehow inside the catch block, then the other iterations will just continue. Besides this, does the program continue after catch? Yes, it would. Finally, block always executed. Not really answering my question. What is this click to see full answer? No, why didn't you send me here in the first place? Section, no, that doesn't matter. It's still gonna do the stuff. Try, catch, continue. So you could do continue in the catch. Yeah, not a big deal. In any case, debug log error, structure town building base holder came back null. So that'll give me more data to work on that if that is indeed the problem. Otherwise, I don't see what would cause a problem. Look at that, it's noon. Anyway, we'll leave that there for now. Bad facility type sent to facility type to item. Interesting. So, we're trying to pick something up, and we've already got an error, which is, I believe that is, where is that? Is that in here? Facility type? No, where is that? Item database, facility database. Get facility upgrade. Lunchtime has come. Facility types. Maybe on facility itself, though I wouldn't expect that. Set up tier. Facility type to item. Yeah, we'll just do a global search. Facility type to item. Scanning the entire solution. Just give me one. And yeah, that's not helpful, but there it is. Global methods, okay. So something bad was sent here. Is there something we can pick up that does not exist in here when it should? What have we added recently? There's something in here missing, isn't there? What about small boat? Small boat? It's not a facility. Who are you trying to pick up, sir? Placing trash bin. Trash bin is there. Yeah, and see, it would be really nice if I were smart enough when I wrote this to print out the facility type. Then we wouldn't have to think about it. But in any case, we went to pick up, and that's under player building. Building, player building. attempt to, within the document please, attempt to pick up, if it's a facility, get it, destroy it, return it. This is it here. So something has gone wrong. We don't want it to be throwing that error, and now it will properly, it already was properly sending this. So bad facility sent to facility type to item. Nobody has reported being unable to pick anything up though, so not sure what the problem is. Resource scanner is in there. Summoning circle. Did we add anything recently? I'm trying to think. I don't think so. Goblin dungeons. What's happening prior to that? It happens while people are crafting. This is several minutes after that though, isn't it? That's quite a ways after that. What are they trying to pick up? I don't know. But anyway, this will tell us from now on, so we don't have to think about it. And in the event that item type came back as null, we're just going to have to return. And that's not nice, but that's what happens. And if else, lots of stuff going on here. We've destroyed it. We've tried to add it to the inventory, but it didn't work. Let's just do an else here. Up to here, so we can still call the rest of this. Linked facility destroy, yada yada yada. If it's furniture, I assume that's something that happened. It's something thinks it's furniture. Something thinks it's a facility, but it's actually furniture. Maybe it's a bed. Global methods. Bed. There's no bed in here. Are beds facilities? I don't think so. I think they're furniture. I'll just take a peek at that, and then I'm going to head to lunch here. Better make some hot food. It's cold. Maybe a hot sandwich. Let's see. We want to go to resources. What is it? Wooden boat? Is it small boat? Small boat, I think. Crafting armor. Why is that not up here? Whatever. Item templates. Not a big deal. I think it's under facilities or furniture. Small boat has mountable, which is inherent of interactable. So that's fine. That's not what we're talking about. Buoyancy. No, not boat shouldn't be a facility. So it's not a boat. Not sure what it is, but if this happens from now on, it'll tell us. Yeah, and like same thing here. If you got a bad something, at least tell us what was it. We need to have smarter debugs here. Now that we are smarter than we once were. But anyway. So, not an actual fix for this whatever's happening yet, but from now on, if it happens again, for example, today or tomorrow, we'll be able to know. And I don't think we will get back into this when I come back. I might look at some of these real quick here. But I want to get into our potions and enchants Excel here and start adding new items. We've already got some new stuff, and I want to make a lot of new potions, and then we're going to add those to the skill trees and yada yada yada. I think we'll want to add that to the beta though, so we'll want to make sure that we switch to beta. I'll just open a new here. Make sure you switch to beta for new potions, etc. Just so I don't forget that when I come back from lunch. And I will be back in an hour. Thanks for everybody that stopped by, said hi. I'm sure it's getting late in many parts of the world. If I don't see you in the PM, I'll see you tomorrow.